Our next speaker's research explores the use of physical activity to improve recovery and health in people with stroke, which we've already been told we're all going to get, so you should be interested from the start. While we know physical activity is beneficial for health and recovery, we don't know how much is enough to see the benefits for those individuals. This research begins to look at the ideal dose of activity so that we can use physical activity like we prescribe medications. That is, using physical activity as a drug. Please welcome, from the Faculty of Health, Dr Niru Mahendran.
Let's say you had diabetes. Here, have a pill. And let's say you have high cholesterol. Here, have a pill. When we have chronic health conditions, we are chronically prescribed with a new drug or medication, with half of Australians over the age of 50 taking up to 5 pills a day. Physical activity is now identified as the new miracle drug that can cure all health conditions without all the side effects. And for 500,000 Australians living with stroke, this miracle drug is especially important. Just by having a stroke, you are at a great risk of heart disease, having another stroke, and early mortality or death. Fortunately, by having an active lifestyle, many of these health complications can be prevented. And as a result, we tell our stroke survivors to be more active. But how active is enough? And how hard do we really need to push a stroke survivor with complex disabilities to see the benefits that we want? My work as a physiotherapist and stroke researcher is exploring this question. I want to see stroke survivors doing 10 minutes of walking at a set speed instead of swallowing yet another pill. And with your support of $6,000, we can get this work done. I have the staff, the equipment, and stroke survivors all ready for testing. All we need is your support to help them throw out their pills for good. Thank you.
Thank you, Niru. Do we have a question from our panel?
Thank you very much for that. Can I just ask you to go into a little bit more detail about the actual study that you're doing, how you said you've got people who are stroke survivors lined up ready to go. Can you give me a sense of how long you intend to do the study for, how many people are involved, how is the $6,000 going to be spent?
Yep. So we've already got some pilot funding to help train up some of our technicians to do the actual testing. So we need a specialised technician to do the testing with the metabolic cart and take blood samples. In terms of timeframes and how many stroke survivors we're going to need, we'll need around 50 stroke survivors, and the money that we get will pay for the technician's time to collect those measures with the metabolic cart and collect the blood samples to help with that testing. And we already have about 30 who've just been waiting, and really we've just been stopped just because of not having enough money to pay the technician. But yeah, with your support, hopefully that can happen quicker. Thank you.